Hola, buenos dias, everyone. Happy Cinco de Mayo. Está Miguel, a.k.a. Ayudible 484. How are you guys doing this beautiful 5th of May? It is about 6:30 in the morning, and I'm on my way to work like always. And, sometimes you just gotta wake up and you gotta just giggle your way into a better mood, huh? What are you guys doing today on this Cinco de Mayo? What is Cinco de Mayo? If you were to ask me that right now, I'd say, I don't know. But I think that it has to do, honestly, I think it has to do with some sort of like independence. Some sort of like a Mexican Independence Day. You know? You know what line always stuck with me my whole life was in Selena, when the dad says, you got to be more Mexican than the Mexicans, and you got to be more American than the Americans. It's exhausting. Edward James almost has the best lines in any movie ever, and I feel like he's going to outlive me and do my eulogy one day. You know, I can only hope for that. But I say that because, man, I grew up in Southern California, bro. My name is Miguel Tomas Armendariz Jr. I don't speak Spanish. I'm really not interested in speaking Spanish. I don't front when it comes to my Mexicanity. But yeah, I'm sure a lot of you guys have dealt with that. It's hard to be a Mexican American in this world, you know what I'm saying? Especially when you look super Mexican. Anyways, I don't know what I'm talking about. I'd love to have a cerveza today. A little Corona and lime sounds good. A little Michelada. Do you guys enjoy Micheladas with the tomato juice or without? And is it even a Michelada if it has no tomato juice? Because if you drink a Michelada with tomato juice, it's just a beer mixed with tomato juice. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion. I'm so Mexican American that when I think of a Michelada, all I think about is the powder from the AM/PM mixed with the fucking beer with half a lime squeezed in it. That's a Michelada. You start putting fucking tomato juice in that shit and cilantro or whatever the fuck else people put, then it stops being a Michelada to me. Anyways, man, what a wild state of mind I find myself in right now in this moment, man. I wake up and I feel like all the hatred and resentment and anger I have inside of me is just right there in my face every single morning when I wake up. And I've never noticed that before. I wake up with such toxicity, such like fuck everyone, fuck my whole family, fuck all my friends, fuck this life. I constantly wake up like that, and it's like I don't wake up like super tired or exhausted, or I don't even really feel like I'm in a bad mood. It's just like my values or whatever are just one way, and then by the time I wake up, I have a drink, or I smoke something or whatever, and I find myself leveled out back to like my level. But you guys feel that same way? Is there anything I can do to combat that? You know, maybe wake up and have a fucking a line of Mexican cocaine. I bet if I did that, a little Mexican cocaine bump every morning, right back to my I don't know what to say, guys. I just want to say Happy Cinco de Mayo. I don't know what it is or what it means, but you know, it's the 5th of May, and it's a thing. So, any good Mexican stories I can tell you guys real quick? Let's see. I can tell you about the time when every time I think about Mexican part of me or my family, I think about my mom's side of the family. You know, growing up, seeing like wild fucking parties, everybody drunk as shit, and you know, it sucks, but I think that's part of Mexican culture, just getting super drunk and fucked up. But I remember growing up in I didn't grow up in North Hollywood, but I was there like every few weekends, And my mom's side of the family would have these huge fucking parties. And I remember one time, or a few of the fucking few different crazy times, but like one time I remember seeing my grandfather asleep standing up. He was an alcoholic piece of shit. You know, other shit came out about him later, but piece of shit. And we found him one day. Oh, I found him standing up, standing up in the kitchen, drunk as fuck, snoring, but standing. So he was standing at the counter with his hands like this and his head down and like wobbling back and forth, but sleeping, snoring, standing up. Maybe that's cocaine. Maybe they were doing cocaine the whole time. I never thought about that. I always wonder, like, how does this fool just drink all night, then maybe take like a 30-minute nap, and then wake up and start making breakfast for everybody the next day? They were on cocaine. Holy shit. You know, I remember my uncle trying to stab my grandfather, you know. I remember, you know, somebody getting thrown through a glass, sliding glass door. I remember some wild shit in North Hollywood, but they were all on cocaine. Holy shit. Yeah, man, it's wild with the things that you start to realize. I guess it's the most Mexican story. I also remember in 7th grade I took a Spanish class, and I remember that was one of the only classes that I'd gotten like good grades. Like I got a B- in that class. Every other class I was getting like a D or an F, and I had no idea why. I thought it was because I was like naturally Mexican. Oh, this is easy for me, dog. This is in my blood, dog. But then my teacher ended up telling me it was because on like Spanish dish day, like when you're supposed to bring in like Mexican food, like I brought in a big old bowl of pozole because it was my favorite food. And you know, I didn't speak Spanish, I'm barely Mexican, whatever. Holy shit, what a stop here. That was a quick stop. You know how you know you're getting old is when you start having to make a quick stop and you turn your hazards on right away and look in your rearview mirror. Anyway, so yeah, we were supposed to bring our own Spanish traditional entree in, and I brought a huge bowl of pozole, and I walked it from my house, my apartment in 7th grade, all the way to my school, which was like maybe like half a mile away, not that long, but walking with a fucking hot ass pot of pozole, so hot that you could barely hold it. Like I had to put it down every like, I don't know, whatever. Anyways, because I brought that in, she gave me a passing grade for the rest of the year. She said nobody else brought anything in, and that because I brought that in, it showed like I really cared, and you know, that was all great and dandy. But then, you know, I was the whole day, you know, I had first period Spanish, so the whole day I'm like, oh, you know, fucking life sucks, you know, school sucks. But you know what? At the end of the day, I'm gonna go get my fucking pozole. I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna eat a whole pot of pozole to myself. So after school, you know, all my worries and my troubles are gone because I knew I'm going to get this pot of pozole from my Spanish class after school. I go, and that motherfucker is bone dry. She told me that since nobody else brought in food, that she ended up giving that pozole to everybody in all her other periods. And I ended up walking home with an empty pot of pozole. Thank you guys for watching. Happy Cinco De Mayo. I love you guys so much. Have a great rest of your week. Happy hump day. Happy Cinco De Mayo. And go kiss a Mexican today, huh? Love you guys.